10 ways to outsmart any woman playing games with your heart of Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about possession, it's about appreciation. Osho. Have you ever found yourself in the midst of confusion, caught in the emotional tug-of-war that seems to emerge out of nowhere? One moment, everything is going great with her. The next, she's disappeared, leaving you to wonder if you did something wrong. Or perhaps she's sending mixed signals, warm and affectionate one day, distant and aloof the next. Sound familiar? This is a common game that many women play, and it can be frustrating, to say the least. Here's the truth. Women often play these emotional games. If you're not aware of these tactics, you can easily end up in a cycle of confusion, self-doubt, and heartache. But here's the hard truth. It's not about blaming them. These games exist, but it's your responsibility to outsmart them and regain control of your emotional well-being. Today, I'll share with you 10 strategies grounded in ancient Stoic wisdom, which will help you become an unshakable, emotionally independent man. This isn't about manipulating the situation or her. It's about mastering yourself, becoming a man who remains calm in the face of emotional chaos. If you want to stop being swept up in her emotional games and start being the one who takes charge, keep reading. The following principles will not only help you navigate relationships, but they will also transform your life. Why do women play games? Why does she ghost you, breadcrumb you, or leave you suspended in emotional limbo at its core? It's a test of your emotional resilience. Women might use these tactics to see if they can manipulate you, control your feelings, and make you question your worth. If they succeed, you lose. Not just her respect, but your own self-esteem. You might find yourself running after her, seeking validation, and caught in an endless chase. But here's the key insight you don't need to engage in this emotional game. Rather than becoming a puppet in her emotional drama, you can take control of your own emotions. By practicing the art of Stoicism, you'll learn how to stay composed, confident, and unfazed, no matter the emotional roller coaster she tries to take you on. This isn't just about winning over her. It's about taking command of your own life, holding on to your inner peace, and standing tall as a man who knows his value. If you're tired of being manipulated, if you're ready to stop the emotional games and regain your power, then these 10 Stoic strategies will be your blueprint for success. Number 1, detach emotionally. When it comes to outsmarting a woman playing games with your heart, the first and most crucial strategy is to detach emotionally. This isn't about not caring. It's about gaining control over your emotions so that they no longer dictate your actions. This detachment means you don't let her behavior send you into a tailspin, no matter how erratic or inconsistent it may seem. You must resist the urge to react emotionally when she pulls away or becomes distant. Most men, when faced with a woman who becomes cold or starts playing hot and cold, panic. They begin overthinking, second-guessing their every move, or worse, trying to chase her back with desperate gestures. This is where you fail. You must understand that she's testing you. This isn't about whether you did something wrong or if she's losing interest. It's a game to see how much pressure you can handle. Will you crumble, or will you stand firm, embodying an unshakable resolve when you start chasing her? You only show her that you are easily swayed by her behavior. You're passing the test without even knowing it. And that's where the wisdom of old Stoic principles comes in. You must develop an iron mind, one that is impervious to external circumstances. She could be texting you non-stop, or she could be giving you the cold shoulder for a week. It doesn't matter. Your emotional state should remain untouched. You must practice calmness, remain centered, and refuse to play into her games. The more you master this detachment, the more attractive you become to her. Why? Because women are drawn to men who can handle pressure without losing their composure. It's a sign of strength, and strength is what makes you irresistible, and not just any strength. This is the quiet strength rooted in the Stoic principles of control, focus, and emotional restraint. When you live by these principles, your emotional state becomes like iron, unmoved by external forces, steadfast in its resolve. You must remember that it's not about playing her game. It's about playing your own game, with strength and wisdom. When you detach emotionally, you become a man who stands apart from the rest. She'll notice, and when she does, you'll have already won. That is the power of Old Stoic wisdom, where your mind and emotions are no longer slaves to the whims of others, but masters of your own fate. Number 2, recognize behavioral patterns. Women are creatures of habit. It's an undeniable truth. They may dress it up in a variety of ways, but once you start paying attention, you'll begin to see patterns. And trust me, these patterns aren't random. They reveal intent. It's like a game of chess. Once you understand the moves, you can predict the next one. So why does this matter? Simple patterns expose the game, and when the game is predictable, you can outsmart it. Take a moment to reflect. How often do you encounter hot and cold behavior one day? She's texting you like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, tossing out compliments like confetti, and talking about your future together. The very next day, silence. You're left in the dark, wondering if you've done something wrong. It's maddening, right? This push-pull strategy is as old as time itself, but it's effective because it toys with your emotions. Here's the truth she's testing you. This isn't about you. It's about her trying to provoke a reaction. She wants to see if she can make you chase. If you give in, if you panic and flood her inbox with, "Are you okay?" or "Did I do something wrong?" You've just handed her the victory. Don't fall for it. You must recognize this as a test of your emotional control. She's not looking for reassurance. She's looking for a reaction. And most guys fail miserably by chasing her harder. But you're not just any guy. Are you? You're a man who understands the Stoic rules of emotional resilience. Stay calm, composed, and let her come to you. When you don't react to her back and forth behavior, you're not playing the game according to her rules. You're flipping the script. Suddenly, she's the one wondering why you haven't fallen for her manipulations. Here's the catch. This behavior is often subconscious. She may not even realize she's doing it, but that doesn't matter. Whether intentional or not, it's up to you to remain grounded. Emotional unshakability is the path of wisdom you must walk. Stay rooted in your own sense of worth and confidence. Another pattern to be wary of is breadcrumbing. This is when she dangles just enough attention in front of you to keep you hooked but never fully commits. You get flirty texts, some vague promises of hanging out, but when it comes time to lock down real plans, she's mysteriously absent. Classic breadcrumbing. Now, here's where you put your practical stoicism into action. You don't chase after her, you don't demand answers, and you certainly don't fall into the trap of emotional neediness. No, you handle this with the cool-headed precision of a Stoic master. Calmly, assertively, you call her out without anger or frustration. You simply say, "Look, I'm not here for half-hearted attention. If you're not interested, that's fine, but I'm not going to waste my time on this." What happens next? You've established your boundaries. You've communicated that you won't tolerate being kept on a string, and you've done so with dignity. You don't give in to emotions or chase her down. You simply assert your worth. That is how you win this game. In the end, this isn't about being manipulative or playing games yourself. It's about recognizing and respecting the rules of the game, understanding patterns, controlling your emotions, and maintaining your self-respect are at the heart of practical stoicism. These are the paths of wisdom that will guide you through the maze of modern relationships. So, remember, don't chase, don't panic. Stay composed and watch the game unfold. You'll outsmart her every time. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am emotionally grounded and unshakable. Number 3, set boundaries early. Set boundaries early, and set them with authority. This is not a suggestion, it's a commandment for your success. If you don't define where you stand from the outset, someone else will, and it won't be on your terms. When she sets them, you can bet they will cater to her comfort, her desires, her rhythm. That's how the game begins. It's not because she's evil or manipulative, far from it. It's human nature to test limits, especially in dating. But you must understand, a woman doesn't respect a man who has no edge, no principles, no line in the sand. When you allow someone to dictate the rules of the game, you surrender control. And once you've surrendered control, it's too late to try and reclaim it. Think about it. If you wait until things get messy to set boundaries, you've already lost. By that time, she's figured out how far she can push you, what she can get away with, and what you will tolerate when you're too afraid to lose her. The truth is simple. You cannot wait. You must set those boundaries immediately, without hesitation. You must establish them through your actions, not by lecturing or issuing ultimatums, but by showing through every interaction what you accept and what you will walk away from. Your behavior, your actions, must make it clear from the beginning that you're a man who knows his worth, that you are not afraid to stand firm, and that you will not be moved by fleeting emotions or fear of rejection. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. This Stoic wisdom speaks to the heart of the matter. You must be in control of yourself, of your emotions, of your boundaries, to truly win in life and in relationships. You need to have the discipline to set clear limits from the start. This is how you master the game. Be decisive, be unwavering, be someone who demands respect, not by force, but through your unyielding self-respect. That is how you outsmart the games women play, not with manipulation, but with wisdom and self-mastery. And make no mistake, you will win. Epictetus teaches us that true victory in life comes not from dominating others, but from mastering ourselves. In modern life, this is the key to success. Whether in relationships, business, or personal growth, you must hold your ground. Do not compromise your values for the sake of comfort. Do not bend to pressure. Set boundaries early, and they will serve you well, guiding you toward the life you deserve. Set them strong, set them clear, and above all, set them from a place of unwavering self-respect. That is how you win. Number 4, stay calm under pressure. Pressure is inevitable, especially when you're with someone who thrives on getting reactions from men. She'll make a sharp remark, bring up her ex just to test your response, or flirt with someone else right in front of you just to see how you handle it. This is a test, but most men fail it. They react. They defend themselves. They get emotional, trying to explain themselves or argue to reclaim their position. They fall into the trap. But here's the cold, hard truth. She isn't doing this to break you. No, she's testing you to see if you're solid, if you break under pressure, if you react with frustration, desperation, or anger. She knows she can't trust you with her heart. If you explode, sulk, or beg for her attention, you're proving that you're not in control of your emotions, and that makes you unreliable as a leader in the relationship. Leadership is vital, and without self-control, you can't lead anything, not even your own emotions, let alone her heart. So, what should you do instead? Stay calm, not passive, not cold, calm. This is the quiet power that women subconsciously crave, the kind of calm that tells her, without a word, that you're unshaken by chaos. You're not out here trying to win her approval in every moment. No matter how loud the world gets or how unpredictable she becomes, you remain grounded. That level of emotional strength is rare, and it's magnetic. This is where the power of Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoic principle, taught by the ancient philosophers, emphasizes that it's not the events themselves that matter, but how we react to them. Epictetus was crystal clear. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that counts. When you stay calm under pressure, you're not suppressing your emotions or ignoring your feelings. You're leading with strength, not reaction. You're practicing an iron mind. The ability to remain composed is the true test of your character. So remember, when the storm hits, don't let her rattle you. Instead, show her that no matter how much she pushes, you're anchored in your own strength. The more you embody Stoic principles, the more you'll understand that true power comes from within, not from external validation. Embrace this mindset. Be the rock, the one she can depend on, the one who remains unshaken by external forces. It's your ability to stay calm that will make you the man she can't resist. No games, just raw, unwavering strength. And if you agree with this, drop a comment right now. I am the calm in the storm. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remember, true power is never lost in reaction. It's found in restraint. Number 5, focus on long-term goals. Let me ask you something real. What's the bigger picture for you? I'm not talking about tomorrow or next week. I'm talking about the real reason you wake up each day. The thing you're building, shaping, and chasing when no one's watching. That vision you're crafting for your life that is bigger than any single moment or relationship. Here's what too many men get wrong. They treat relationships like they're a race, a finish line. They think if she stays, if she texts back, if she picks you, then they've won. But that mindset, it's a fast track to failure. The moment you make her the center of your focus, you start orbiting around her, and that's when everything shifts. You begin to base every decision on keeping her close, on seeking her validation. But what happens when she pulls away? What happens when she doesn't text back as quickly, or when she becomes distant in that moment? You've already lost, not because of her, but because you've abandoned your own mission, your own purpose. You've given it all up for something temporary, something fleeting, and that imbalance is what women sense. They don't want to be the center of your universe. They want to join it, to walk beside you as you pursue something greater than both of you. This is where Stoicism comes into play. A Stoic man is not swayed by the winds of fleeting emotions. His focus is on something greater. Practical Stoicism teaches that you must remain steadfast in your own path, not lost in the distractions of someone else's moods or reactions. A true Stoic doesn't need anyone's approval to move forward. He moves because his purpose demands it. He's always on a mission. While other men are busy obsessing over mixed signals, trying to decode every text or interaction, you're moving in one direction. You're building something meaningful, something that doesn't pause when the relationship goes through ups and downs. Your focus is sharp, directed toward your long-term goals, not caught up in the short-term games. This shift in focus is what makes you magnetic. You stop proving your worth. You start expressing your worth through your actions. Every decision, every step you take, becomes a reflection of who you are becoming, not who you're hoping she sees you as. You are building a legacy, not seeking her validation. And when you shift your focus, when you genuinely move forward with your purpose in mind, you'll attract the right energy, not because you're chasing, but because you're creating. It's the essence of Stoic rules: stay true to yourself and your mission, and others will be drawn to that inner strength. You must be focused on growth, not approval. That is the path of wisdom that brings peace of mind, stability, and the kind of attraction that lasts. If she sees you walking this path, steadfast, driven, and constantly evolving, she will feel that pull. She'll want to join you on that journey, not because she's the center of it, but because she wants to share in the greatness you are building. So, stop chasing. Stop treating relationships like a contest. Focus on your long-term goals, embrace the wisdom of practical Stoicism, and let everything else fall into place. Number 6, avoid emotional retaliation. Let's get one thing straight when someone plays with your emotions. Your first instinct might be to strike back. She ghosts you. You ghost her. She flirts with other guys. You do the same. She insults you. You throw the punch right back. In the heat of the moment, this might feel like you're regaining control, proving you're not someone to be messed with. But let me tell you something. Retaliation doesn't make you stronger. It makes you weaker. When you let someone else's actions dictate your response, you've already lost. You're no longer in control. You're simply reacting. And that is the very definition of weakness. You're not grounded, you're not stoic, and you're certainly not masculine. You're just playing her game, following her rules. You think you're showing strength, but all you're really doing is wearing a mask of toughness, one she can see through instantly. Real strength doesn't come from retaliating. A high-value man doesn't need to match chaos with more chaos. He doesn't need to punish, prove a point, or play petty games. A man of real power remains composed, Why? Because composure is power, not the loud, flashy kind, but the kind that radiates from a deep inner confidence. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about owning them, understanding them, and not allowing them to dictate your actions. It's about responding deliberately, not emotionally. When she does something to provoke a reaction, when she disappears just to test you, or when she tries to make you jealous, don't react. Breathe. Calm your mind. Remember that your response is your responsibility. You are in control of how you choose to react, and that choice is the key to your power. You don't post something to get under her skin. You don't flirt with other women to get back at her. You don't pretend to be unbothered just to make a point. That kind of behavior is beneath you. Instead, stay composed, stay centered, and show her that you are in charge of yourself, not her or the situation. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This isn't about playing games. It's about mastering yourself. You're not responding to her actions. You're responding to your inner state, your own sense of purpose, and that's what gives you real power. In modern life, it's easy to get swept up in the emotional drama of relationships, especially when you're used to playing the game. But the truth is, the more you engage in emotional retaliation, the more you diminish yourself. You weaken your own position. By refusing to play the game, you win. You stay true to yourself, to your values, and to your Stoic discipline. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In relationships, what stands in your way is the temptation to retaliate emotionally. And that's exactly the obstacle you must master in order to move forward stronger. Don't play by her rules. Don't get dragged into petty back and forths that only leave you drained. Instead, choose to walk away from the game entirely. Recognize that true power comes from within, not from reacting to the world around you. As you develop your Stoic mindset, you'll realize that the key to winning in life, whether with women, at work, or in any other area, is to maintain control over your emotions and actions. In doing so, you don't just survive the game, you outsmart it completely. Stay calm, stay grounded, stay focused. That is the path of the Stoic. That is the way to win. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember. Real power is staying composed, not reacting to chaos. Number 7. Communicate clearly and firmly. Let's get this straight. Silence isn't synonymous with strength. Too many men make the mistake of confusing shutting down with holding strong. But that's not strength. That's avoidance. Fear. Putting on a mask of indifference might feel like you're playing it cool, but it's merely a way of hiding behind uncertainty. The truly high-value man, one who embodies the power of old Stoic wisdom, knows when to stay silent, but he knows just as well when to speak, and when he does, he speaks with clarity and conviction. Silence has its time and place, but don't mistake it for strength. Silence is simply the absence of communication. Strength comes when you use your words with intention. The real game changer in your relationship is how you communicate your boundaries, needs, and standards. If you fail to articulate them clearly, she's going to fill in the blanks. And trust me, she'll probably do it in a way that's less than favourable to you. Be aware of this, because when it comes to navigating the maze of relationships, clear and firm communication is your strongest asset. This isn't about raising your voice or trying to convince anyone. It's about speaking with an iron mind, a mind anchored in Stoic principles that allow you to be calm, collected, and unwavering. Don't raise your voice, don't beg, don't push. Instead, speak from a place of unshakable certainty. There's no need for drama, no need for emotional outbursts, simply truth. The ability to communicate without fear or hesitation is one of the strongest expressions of your inner strength. Women respect a man who knows what he wants and can communicate that effectively. It's not about being harsh or overly authoritative. It's about being clear, direct, and firm in your convictions. If you're constantly unsure or wishy-washy, you're setting yourself up for failure. A high-value man doesn't bend to uncertainty or emotional whims. He anchors himself in the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Stoic principles teach us that the world won't change because we wish it to, but we can control how we respond. And that response, it's firm, unwavering, and rooted in clarity. Remember, it's not about playing games. It's about being strong in mind and heart. The only game you should play is one where you lead with your truth. Speak from the depths of your iron mind, with the clarity that only Old Stoic wisdom can provide. This is your power. This is your leverage. Number 8. Prioritize your own well-being. There's a defining moment in every man's life when he has to make a critical decision, her peace or mine. If you've ever found yourself bending over backward to avoid upsetting her, ignoring that gut feeling just to keep the vibe good, or staying in situations that drain you because walking away felt uncomfortable, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. You lose yourself, slowly, quietly, piece by piece. And while it happens subtly, she feels it. Not just your silence, not just your resentment, but your energy. It shifts. You go from being the man she was drawn to, the one who was confident, steady, and strong, to a man who is shrinking, bending, and contorting himself to fit into whatever space she creates for him. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. What many men don't realize is that this is a slow erosion of self-respect. You begin to lose the core of who you are because you're so focused on trying to manage her emotional landscape that you forget about your own inner climate. The Stoics warned us about this. You must control your mind before you let your circumstances control you, said Marcus Aurelius. That's the first step, realizing that you are not responsible for her emotional weather. You are responsible for your own. Let's be clear about this. Your well-being is not negotiable. If you've been sacrificing your peace to keep someone else happy, you're living in a constant state of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. It's a pattern of seeking external validation, trying to meet her needs at the cost of your own. That's the trap. It feels good in the moment, but over time, you start to feel smaller, weaker, and disconnected. Practical Stoicism teaches us that we have control over how we react, but not over how others behave. You must, first and foremost, guard your own peace. Think about the paths of wisdom the Stoics walked. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. They didn't preach sacrificing yourself for others. They taught the power of self-discipline, of taking care of one's soul before anyone else's. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That's the key. It's not her emotional roller coaster. It's how you navigate it. You don't need to fix her. You don't need to accommodate her. What you must do is protect yourself. The truth is simple. Don't compromise your well-being for someone who isn't valuing your peace. If you keep letting her dictate your emotional state, you'll find yourself in a place of constant dissatisfaction, constantly searching for her approval and neglecting your own needs. This is not strength. This is weakness disguised as devotion. Be aware. Protect your peace. Don't let anyone, no matter how much you care for them, become the reason you lose your sense of self. Your well-being should be non-negotiable. Prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health above all. It's not about being selfish. It's about being wise. The Stoic rules are simple. Don't let anyone take you out of balance. You are the guardian of your own mind. Keep it strong, and the rest will follow. If you're still putting her peace before yours, you're not just losing yourself. You're losing the foundation of who you truly are. Make the decision today to prioritize your well-being, because your inner peace is the most important thing you can protect. Comment below, I choose my peace first. Number 9. Practice patience. In a world that demands instant gratification, where emotions are manipulated in real time and everything is expected to unfold on our terms, the virtue of patience is more powerful than ever. The modern man, constantly bombarded by the pressures of immediate results, finds himself at a crossroads. We want it now, her reply, her commitment, her change. When it doesn't come quickly enough, we panic, we overthink, we double text, we chase. Why? Because society has conditioned us to believe that waiting means losing. But listen closely. Patience is not passivity, it's power. Remember the words of Epictetus? Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The man who controls his desires and is willing to wait wins. Stoicism teaches us that emotional games, especially those played by women, are like fire, they die out without fuel. If you don't react, if you don't chase, if you don't demand clarity or force closure, the emotional turbulence will eventually subside. The woman who plays games will move on when she realizes you are no longer a player. Patience is your weapon. You must own your emotions. The man who sits back, confident in his worth, calm in his decision to not chase, emerges victorious. It's not about being passive, it's about holding your ground. You must be centered, secure in your understanding that rushing only feeds the fire. Instead of reacting impulsively, practice detachment. Recognize that you control your actions and you control the outcome. And when the storm passes, you will find yourself the last man standing, unshaken, unbothered, and in control. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Think wisely, act deliberately. So, the next time she tries to play emotional games with you, remember, patience is not just waiting, it is a strategic move, a calculated decision to let her play herself out. You, my friend, will win by doing nothing at all. Epictetus understood this well. The ability to stay calm, to control your impulses, and to wait for the right moment is your ultimate strength. Patience is stoicism in action, and stoicism wins every time. Don't feed the game, don't react. Let time do the work for you, and watch as the emotional manipulation collapses in the face of your indifference. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's the key to mastering life itself. Number 10. Choose when to walk away. There comes a critical moment in every man's life when he must ask himself, am I holding on because of strength or out of fear? Too many men avoid this simple yet powerful question. They stay in relationships because of history, because of what could be, or simply because they fear admitting that time has been wasted. They convince themselves that walking away is an act of weakness, that real men never give up, that giving her just one more chance is the mark of true masculinity. But listen carefully. This is where most men go wrong. The ability to walk away, when the time is right, is one of the highest expressions of masculine strength. It's not about anger, nor ego, nor proving anything to anyone. It's about understanding who you are, what you value, and what your life's purpose requires. When you've embraced the Old Stoic wisdom, you come to understand that not all battles are worth fighting, and not all relationships are worth continuing. The iron mind of a man rooted in Stoic principles knows that true strength lies in maintaining peace, not in stubbornly trying to force a fit where there is none. Walking away means being able to distinguish what is good for your soul and what is toxic to your spirit. It means standing firm in your principles, your values, and your goals, even when it's tough, even when it feels like you're letting go of something important. But ask yourself, what's more important, preserving your dignity or wasting away in a situation that doesn't serve you? You must not let fear decide your course. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of being labelled a failure. These are the traps that keep men stuck in unhealthy relationships. A Stoic man knows this. Fear is a liar, and the iron mind never allows itself to be governed by lies. When you walk away, it's not an admission of defeat. It's a declaration that your peace, your direction, and your values are non-negotiable. Do not be afraid to choose what is right for you, not for the sake of avoiding pain, but for the sake of strengthening your inner resolve. Walking away may feel like the hardest thing you've ever done, but it's also the most empowering. The Stoic principles teach us that the only thing we can truly control is ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, and the energy we allow into our lives. When you make the decision to walk away from a situation that isn't right, you're taking control of your destiny. This is the ultimate freedom. This is the highest form of discipline. In the end, It is your ability to know when to walk away, when to protect your peace, that will define you as a man. And that, my friend, is true strength. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around until the end. If you made it this far, then you're already proving you're someone who's ready for something different, something better. It's not just about the games, or women, or anything outside of you. It's about owning your life, your choices, and your power. So here's the truth. Stop chasing. Stop reacting. Start leading. Start building. And start making decisions that align with the man you want to become. Because when you've got your own life in order, nothing can shake you, no matter what games others may play. If what you've heard today resonates with you, then take action. Don't let this message just slip away. Lock it in. Hit that subscribe button right now, because we're creating a community of men who think deeper, act smarter, and live their life on their own terms. I appreciate you watching. Stay strong, stay wise, and keep leading. Thanks for reading.